Who is Tay-K? Taymor Travon McIntyre, popularly known by the rap name Tay-K, is an American rapper and songwriter who has a troubled past and quite the criminal convictions. The rapper is best known for his hit song, The Race, which reached number 44 on the US Billboard Hot 100 and became platinum in January of 2018. Unfortunately, the song became popular after it was public knowledge of the up-and-coming rapper's arrest for murder charges. It's no secret that some of the best and most popular rappers have extensive criminal histories, along with some of the great up-and-coming artists of today. In today's video, we're going to cover the criminal histories and convictions of rapper Tay-K. But before we get into the video, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel with notifications turned on so you don't miss any of the new videos that we post. Interact with us. Subscribe and hit the notification bell to be notified when we upload more content. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to hit the like button and leave a comment down below. Thanks! Who is Tay-K? Taymor Travon McIntyre was born in Long Beach, California on June 16, 2000. Kevin Beverly, a member of the Baby Insane Crips gang in the Long Island area, was born in Compton, California, and later relocated to Hampton, Virginia. During McIntyre's childhood, Beverly was incarcerated. When McIntyre was 8 years old, his mother, who was also a Crips gang member, moved him and his sister to Las Vegas, Nevada. After McIntyre's father was released from jail, he relocated the family to Arlington, Texas in the search of a better living situation. McIntyre attended Arlington's Martin High School and Young Junior High School, all of which are located in Arlington. Tay-K is highly influenced by the likes of Chief Keef, and his favorite rapper is Soulja Boy. McIntyre began his rap career in 2014 as a member of the rap group Daytona Boyz, which include rappers Petite and Santana Sage. In December 2014, the band released their first single, Drift, on the music streaming site SoundCloud. The group released a series of songs that received little publicity as they played at different parties in an effort to establish themselves in the local rap scene. In November 2015, McIntyre released his first solo album, Biff Zanin, on his SoundCloud account. The song gained a lot of traction in Arlington's rap scene. McIntyre's song Mega Man, which he released on SoundCloud March 16, 2016, became famous after he was arrested on capital murder charges, along with several other songs he released. While on the run from the cops, McIntyre released several tracks, including The Race, which was recorded during McIntyre's time in New Jersey, and whose music video was released on YouTube the same day as his arrest. After a massive hashtag campaign promoting McIntyre's release using the hashtag #FreeTayK, the song debuted at number 70 on the US Billboard Hot 100 charts. McIntyre released the mixtape Santana World while incarcerated. On September 14, 2017, World Star Hip Hop published Coolin'. "We have something big in store," McIntyre's official Twitter account said, claiming that the version released by World Star Hip Hop was a leak and not official. Criminal history of Tay-K. Tay-K was first linked to illegal activity when he witnessed the insane murder of a 20-year-old University of North Texas student, Sarah Munchlechner. Daytona Boyz member Eric Jamal Johnson was the one who committed this tragic crime in December of 2015. Tay-K and Johnson attended the same New Year's Eve party as Sarah Munchlechner, but only they spoke with her after the party was over. Johnson was driving along Denton when he came up alongside Munchlechner's car in his black SUV. When Tay-K and another Daytona Boyz member, Pimpies, shouted out Munchlechner's sedan, a man in the sedan rolled down a window and cooed at them. Munchlechner then drove away after Johnson threatened to shoot the man. Munchlechner was pursued by the SUV and Johnson fired 2 bullets, one of which hit Munchlechner in the head and killed her. Despite the fact that Tay-K was not charged in the case, Johnson confessed. Johnson was given a 44-year prison term. As you can imagine, this was a scarring experience and definitely took a toll on Tay-K, as it had been a major impactful moment in his life. 2016. In July 2016, Tay-K and 6 other people were arrested on capital murder charges in connection with a home invasion that killed a drug dealer and a robbery in Mansfield, Texas. Megan Holt, 19 years of age, and Ariana Barrett, 20 years of age, conspired with Tay-K and some other friends to rob Zachary Belouet, 19 years of age, on July 26, 2016. They intended to seduce him and then let McIntyre and his associates into the building armed with 2 weapons to steal narcotics and money. The gunmen proceeded to rob Belouet and his friend Ethan Walker, which resulted in a deadly altercation and Walker's death as they attempted to flee. The 2 other non-fatal gunshot wounds were sustained. Tay-K was taken into custody and held under house arrest while awaiting certification hearings. He and other defendants cut off their ankle monitors and fled to San Antonio, Texas just days before the hearings. 27 2017, Tay-K then traveled to Elizabeth, New Jersey, where he recorded The Race, a song about his escape from cops and legal troubles. In May 2017, the perpetrator from whom Tay-K fled was apprehended. The US Marshal Service apprehended Tay-K on June 30th in Elizabeth, New Jersey. While on the run, Tay-K reportedly shot and killed 23-year-old Mark Anthony Saldivar during a robbery outside of a Chick-fil-A in San Antonio, Texas on April 23, 2017. According to the charges, Tay-K and two accomplices attempted to steal Saldivar's photography equipment by luring him into a black SUV. Saldivar got away from the SUV and began screaming for help, prompting the SUV to accelerate in an effort to kill him. Saldivar jumped onto the SUV's hood and kicked the windscreen before Tay-K reportedly exited the vehicle and was shot once before driving away. While on the run, he allegedly assaulted and robbed Oni Skip Pepe, 65 years of age, in Cravens Park, Arlington, Texas, on May 25, 2017. McIntyre is accused of holding a pistol to Pepe's head before knocking him out in the park, where a jogger later discovered him. During a photo lineup, Pepe later named Tay-K as the culprit. On July 21, 2017, Tay-K was moved to an adult prison. On August 30, 2017, a preliminary certification hearing was held to determine Tay-K's status as a juvenile. His lawyer, Trent Lofton, told the New York Times that his client was hopeful and assured that he would be cleared of all charges. During this trial, he was decided that Tay-K would be tried as an adult in this case. However, the trial was eventually pushed back and postponed due to the lack of evidence. A lucky break for Tay-K. Additional capital murder charges were applied to this case surrounding the incident in San Antonio on September 20, 2017. According to police, Tay-K was in the car at the time of the shooting, and video footage of the incident existed. He was then placed on a $500,000 bail at the time, but his bail was reduced to $0 in February 2018. After being found guilty of capital murder and armed robbery, one of his accomplices, an unidentified minor identified as a petite pretty blonde, was sentenced to 20 years in prison on February 28, 2018. Megan Holt, an accomplice, pleaded guilty to armed robbery in February 2018 and agreed to testify against her co-defendants in return for a 20-year term. After being convicted of capital murder in May 2018, Letharian Merritt was sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole. Ariana Barrett pleaded guilty to armed robbery in August 2018 and in exchange for a 25-year sentence, she agreed to testify against her co-defendants. Sean Robinson pleaded guilty to murder and was sentenced to 40 years in prison the same month. Yalen Bell, Tay-K's last accomplice, pleaded guilty to armed robbery charges and was sentenced to 30 years in prison in November 2018. Tay-K's defense lawyers argue that since his case began in the juvenile justice system, which lacks a bail or bond system, he was now entitled to one under Texas law as of March 2018. Tay-K's appeal for bail was rejected by State District Judge Wayne Salvin, who expressed a concern that his alleged offenses had been glorified and that he was a high violent assessment. According to Miller v. Alabama and Robert v. Simmons, Tay-K was not facing the death penalty or life in prison as of May 24, 2018. As a result of his suspended involvement in these murders, Tay-K has been named in two lawsuits. In June 2018, the family of Mark Salvador, a San Antonio shooting victim, filed a wrongful death lawsuit seeking more than $1 million in damages. And in July 2018, the family of Ethan Walker and survivor Zachary Belowitz sued Tay-K and his record label 88 Classic for profits. Tay-K pleaded guilty to 2 counts of armed robbery in the Mansfield home invasion case on the first day of his trial on July 15, 2019. He was found guilty of murder and third charge of attempted robbery by a jury on July 19, 2019. On each of the 4 offenses, he faced a sentence of 5 to 99 years in prison or life in prison. On July 23, 2019, he was sentenced to 55 years in prison for the charge of murder, 30 years in prison for one of the counts of aggravated robbery, and 2 13-year prison sentences for the remaining 2 counts of aggravated robbery. And there you have it, Tay-K, an up-and-coming rapper who was unfortunately too wrapped up in criminal activity and the wrong crowd, who ended up getting sentenced to basically life in prison after murdering an individual. It's safe to say that Tay-K's rap career is over, and we hope the victim's family and friends are able to heal, knowing that he's locked up behind bars for the rest of his life. If you enjoyed today's video and learned something new, then don't forget to like and subscribe so you never miss any of our new content. Thanks for watching.